Hey everybody, fWhip here, and welcome on back to Minecraft. Today we are in my all-time favorite biome, the Mega Spruce Forest, Mega Taiga, whatever the heck you want to call them. But over here, I've got a very fun idea for today's episode. I want to do something a little different. Take a break from all the survival things that we've been doing, all the grind work we've been having, and the unfortunate circumstances, if you heard me ranting on Twitter a few days ago, of I lost all my stats inside my single-player world. Yep. Big bummer. But anyways, today what I wanted to do here is we're going to be building an entire village in a house. A lot of people have been building village transformations and transforming a village to have the custom villager houses and everything like that for every single villager type. But what I want to do is make a gigantic home and give every single villager their own room. So without any further ado, folks, let's clear some space and get started. If you have not already, please be sure to click that like button down below and subscribe if you are brand new for more builds like these. I kind of want to get more creative ideas going here in the next little while. So any other ideas you have for creative mode builds or things like this, be sure to let me know down in the comments below. And here we have it, a cleared out area where we can build our awesome house all the way up here. I'm hoping that we'll be able to fit it in here, and then we'll have a pathway leading down to a small dock for our fisher to work, and I think it's going to be great. But he has to be inside the house. Everybody has to be attached to the house in some way. The way that we're going to be building this one up here is I think what would be easiest is kind of just to build it from the front and work on the interiors as we go. So I think if we do something like this and then we can have these, I know it's a weird one. I know we're using diorite. It's fine. So I'm thinking diorite, and then we do some strip spruce or strip dark oak over here. Sorry. And then we can do this. Bring it all the way up to the top, and then back here behind it, we bring in some more spruce, which in turn gives us something more like that. And then we can do a window right in there, and that is a really, really cool idea. I'm thinking we do some dark oak along here, and then that'll be a stretch all over the place and be super cool. So we have a dark oak roof with then like a spruce on the inside of it. I think that could be really sweet, and that's the general idea I got going so far, but we're not going to mess with the roof at all until we get the entire interior area planned out, so we can do this in the form of a good old-fashioned time lapse. So let's get building. As I'm planning out a bunch of the structures and things inside this place, I really want to make sure we had a lot of room for the interiors. I'm planning on doing a lot of the too thick walls throughout here, so that's why the rooms are rather large, and that's why this house is very large compared to what I normally build. But anyways, on the bottom half here, we're going to have a lot of the more technical ones, being the librarians, the smiths, the cleric, and all those. And then we're going to have kitchen areas where we can have all of the butchers and the cooks and things. I guess it's only butchers. And then we're going to have other places for everybody else, and I think it'll be really cool. But what I'm focusing on first down here, after getting all the floors, is the greenhouse, somewhere where we can have our farmer in, because I figured that's a first guy that we want to introduce here, is probably getting the food sorted for this entire situation moving forwards. With this villager egg in my hand, we will bring life into this area, and I'm really hoping he takes upon this profession here. One thing that I typically use to detail a lot with, we already have our first villager, look at that, but I use barrels everywhere. As I was going to say, I use barrels freaking everywhere when I'm building things, and I can't do that here because that means they would all be fishermen. So that's going to be an interesting challenge along the way here, but I want to bring y'all in as we get our first villager here. He will be bringing life to everybody around this area, and that bee really likes resting on his head and is really, really liking that chest. I thought we could bring some bees in here as well so they could help bring more bone mealing goodness to the crops around here, help it all grow quicker. We've got carrots because I felt like that belongs in the entire area, and that dude wants to trade for some carrots. Look at that, we can make free emeralds off of his labor. That all being said, that's only one room finished up here, folks. We've got a lot more that we need to do. We've got a lot of space that needs to be filled in, and all these things need to be just decorated and detailed out for different villagers to live in here. I just wanted to bring y'all in there for the first one, so let's go ahead and kick this back off into good old-fashioned time-lapse mode and build up the rest of these interiors. Why am I doing interiors? That's not a me thing to do. As we start on the rest of these interiors here, folks, I just wanted to quickly mention about how spoiled we have gotten since Minecraft 1.14. I forgot how to detail without using the villager profession blocks. So this was actually a lot more challenging than I remembered it being. But in there we had our first area with the librarian and the cartographer. Then coming over here, we have the armorer, we have the weaponsmith, and then we have whatever comes out of the blast furnace. I can't remember. There's 3 in that room, and then coming on back over here, we're going to be working on the kitchen area, which is going to have the butcher as well as the fisherman, and I think it's really cool in here. So we've got our blacksmith, we've got our little library, study area, and then we got this in here with just a bunch of cool stuff going on, and the villagers are such a pain in the butt. They are all over the place. They're doing whatever the heck they want. They're running up on the top of the scaffolding for the second floor and everything like that. Then coming in here, I figured we could build a little bit of a front area to calm yourselves before you go in to deal with the rest of these villagers. And we got a nice little front entry hall area, which I really enjoy. And then over here, we've got the stone cutter. He's just going to be crammed into the bottom of this tower, which I thought was a good place to leave him at for now. And where I'm slowly adding in lanterns throughout here. I don't know what the floor is going to look like for moving up to that second floor, whatever the ceiling, I guess we could say, is. And then inside of here, we're kind of having the loom, we have the fletching table, and we have the cauldron. So 3 more guys in there. And I think I still got to add the villagers into that one. I don't believe I added those in here. Then this last place, I just added a little bit of a hallway decoration. As mentioned inside of the time lapse, I did forget to add those villagers under here. So we're going to quickly dot 3 more guys right over here. We got 1, 2, and 3, and we've got the Fletcher. You want to give me some? We need gravel for that one. Let's get some sticks. I've been trading with all of them so that they keep their professions and keep their jobs as we kind of go around, because I want to keep them in here. Let's get a nice little leather tunic. We'll take a tunic over some pants. And you, what do you got for me? You want some white wool? Sure, buddy. I got wool for you for days. Get on over here. All right, nice, perfect. We got some more emeralds for us. And that is every single house that we got, or every single room, not house. Every single room we have on the base floor here, and it's looking really cool. We've got the 2 chimneys from the kitchen and the forge. Then I didn't really show it off, but I opened up the front of the forge area so it has its own doorway to get inside, which I thought was kind of fun. And now we need to actually, create the rest of this house. That's probably a pretty important thing, because right now it's a little weird looking. We can't really leave it like this. They seem to really enjoy it. I will say that armorer over there with the goggles on his, yep, he just did it again. Case in point there, my friend. Case in point. He has done that multiple times. That is the second one of those villagers, because the first one fell off the edge so many times he killed himself. That was a pretty sad day, but it did happen indeed. That all being said, though, it's time for us to be able to get the second floor in this place and figure out how that's going to work out. This is going to be an interesting one, because the way that I built all of these things is that they kind of didn't really plan for having a ceiling inside of the rooms. A little bit here with the cross beams, but then like these areas, we have to place all of the blocks at this layer. And then kind of the floor would start at this layer right here and everything like that. I think it'll be a fun challenge. I think it's gonna be really, really cool to be able to get up to here. Yeah, up to here. Good job, buddy. I see you only have a, yeah. He did have a fire aspect iron sword, so pretty cool trade for him first round right there. But anyways, let's go ahead and kick this back off into good old-fashioned time-lapse mode and get a freaking roof on this place so our villagers can't keep doing that. It would be great if they don't do that. Hopefully there's light down there and they don't all die. That would be sad. Now for the roof on this one, it's basically just matching up all of the different shapes that we've made so far. It's a complete mess of a structure once we really start getting through it and adding in these different areas. I tried adding a few of those slab dark oak roof areas like you can see down in there in the center, just to have more variation to it, because this is very spruce and it's just very spruce heavy across this entire build when we use it as the roof and the walls and everything. But I think it's still a cool style. This is almost like classic old school Minecraft building style, like classic log cabin, which I think is really cool. And over here, we're moving on to doing the front of this area. I want to add in a field in the front. Obviously, I want to keep the farmer villager on the inside, so I decided to go ahead and bring in a bunch of berry bushes throughout here like we've used previously in village transformations to keep the villagers on the inside. Had our little dock down there as well, if you caught it. And then coming up here, we are building the cleric's tower. He probably has the best room in the entire house because he can see across this entire area, and it is such a cool view from up there. I love it. And with this, folks, we are now finished completely with building this here structure. I had so much fun building up this house, and I want to take one last tour looking through everything that we got here. So I threw on some fancy shaders, and we can walk through it all. Over here, we've got the dock area, because I didn't really include very much down here because I didn't want villagers to want to wander down here. So there's no workstations or anything like that. Then out in front, we've got the berry fields I was talking about. They are all grown up now, looking fantastic. And then in here, I've added in the second floors for everything, and it's looking really, really cool. Heading on inside the front door, you can see the front entry room inside of here. Just a nice little spot to hang out. All of our villagers are walking around. Who is this? Is this this is the fisherman. He's hanging out in here, and then he's got his friend, the butcher. They're hanging out in the kitchen, doing their thing. I actually really like this idea for like a survival base to live inside, because then coming over in here, we've got a few more villagers that we can work with. I know typically you want a lot more than one of each of them, but I think this is a good proof of concept, at least for it all. And I think it was really, really fun to build. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please be sure to give it a like down below if you have not already. I would very much appreciate that. Coming back in here, though, we can check out the greenhouse, which is right over in here. We've got our bees and our farmer villagers. They're producing a baby. live as we were witnessing it. Yep, there it goes. And they decided no. They decided, no, it's not the time. There's people on the internet staring at us. We're not going to make a baby. All right, we'll move on from that. The reason why there's an extra villager in there who did not have a job is I created this little spot back out here for the nitwit. I know that's not a nitwit villager, but this is kind of where he would hang out. Yes, it's a yes. We're gonna move on now. Back over in the main entry area, we can wander on over into the library and the cartography table room, which is right in here. I think it looks super cool. We got a librarian. He's got Depth Strider 2, best thing you could want, and this guy sells you empty maps, which is just great. Hey, don't you shut that door in my face. Come on, Mr. Toolsmith. What are you doing over here, dude? Inside of here, we got the forge area. Made sure that they can't get in there and burn themselves on the magma blocks. Then they can kind of walk out here and see a little front area if they would like to. I like this little awning thing because I figure this is just a giant door. So if they wanted to close it up, this could just swing down and that'd be their door for when they close up shop for the day. They're all done with everything. They can do that. Inside of here, we got the stone cutter. You can see I put a floor up above us. And then there's actually a different way to get to the staircase to get all the way up to our new cleric, which we haven't actually seen at all yet. But he's chilling in here. He's doing his thing. He does the trades. I'm gonna shut the door in your face, dude. Overall, I think this place worked really, really well. Upstairs, I made very basic. I just did bunk beds everywhere because I figure we need to be able to support this villager population. So I left a bunch of bunk beds around here, and then we can come on down this way. Just a little step down here. Moves you over into another room where we have some more guys hanging out in here. I swear I just saw you all downstairs. But anyways, they're hanging out up here. Got some more bunk beds, and that leads us into the tower right over here. Our stone tower, which I need to fix these up. I never really added the stairs underneath. All right, much better. Now it's actually something that looks stronger. And there's our cleric right there. He's hanging out doing his thing. And up here, I've got his little brewing stand station. We've got some netherwort for him. We've got some crimson vines hanging down. He's looking at the warp thing over here, maybe doing some research. And he's just chilling. He's just like, this is my tower. I have the best view in the house. I don't know about you all, folks, but the mega taiga biome that we have in here, just these giant spruce trees, is so cool. I absolutely love this place. You'll have to let me know in the comments below what your favorite biome inside of Minecraft is. And also, while you're down there, did you all like this type of project here? Was this cool? Is there any other ideas on different types of things we could do like this? I did get a little bit of inspiration from Joel when he did that room with all of the... He did a house with all of the different rooms having a different color. And I was like, I think I could do that with villagers. That sounds kind of fun. So we did this, came up with this one right here, and I really, really like the color palette we got going on that one, folks. But that's going to have to do it for today. If you have not already, please be sure to click that like button down below. Subscribe if you are brand new, my friends, and I will catch you on the flip side.